Hey, Beck.
Hey, how you going, everybody? Welcome to tonight's incredible edition of PTV. How is everyone?
Pretty
Good,
good.
thank you.
Good. So, welcome to you guys, and special welcome, Hayden. How are you tonight?
I'm good, thank you, Beck. Yeah, very well indeed.
That's a nice accent there. So tonight, what we're going to be talking about. A couple of things. Before I start that, actually, I just want to also introduce or just shout out to all of our psychic mediums at home on the phones tonight. We are going to have an incredible night. So if you're watching, we've got a lot of mediums, a lot of psychics, and we're going to have some incredible conversation tonight. So jump on, say hi, let us know you're there, like, share, and let's get the ball rolling. So tonight, guys, I actually come up with a conversation that I wanted to talk about, and it was just how psychic mediums today are still persecuted in the public arena and in the private arena as well. Have you guys had anything like that happen to you?
Yeah.
Kerry, do you want to go first?
Oh, yeah, I was wondering which way. Yeah, not to be rude. Thank you, Hayden. Yes, I have, but I don't hold that against people. We're on a journey here. We're all we're all learning, and it's not something that you can hold against them. Like, at least we're not killed anymore. Can I just say?
I don't know. Sometimes we can be.
Yeah, but I just think that really at the end of the day, it's everyone has to have a belief in this crazy world that we live. And as long as you aren't, hurting people or killing people, it doesn't matter. Everyone has their own right, is the way I look at it.
Yeah, true. Very, very true. Hayden, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Well, if I do, I just block, delete, and ignore now moving forward, so they don't have an impact on me. I've had like my fair share of sort of derogatory comments and things like that. Not necessarily for being a psychic, but more just for like some of the events that I host. Because if I have a charge on some of them, people are like, well, why are you charging for that? And it's, well, it's my business. I run a business, a soul-based business, and it's an exchange. If you've got an issue with money, then that's your issue to deal with. I don't I just see it as an energy exchange. So that came up for me recently, just with a couple of people, and it kind of triggered me a little bit, to be fair, because I hadn't had that for years and years and years. So, and it actually, my part of, my response was to actually then decide to host more free stuff, so it did get to me, but block, deleting, and ignoring is often a better tactic, I think, because, if you're empathic, you take it all on, you take it all on your shoulders, and, so you do, and it sort of festers a little bit.
Yeah, most certainly. I can say yes to both of those. In my experience as a psychic medium, and it's a little bit hard. And I totally agree with you, Hayden. And I think a lot of it comes from a fear base. People not understanding how it works, what we do, what it's about, and I think the more we can educate people through forums such as this one, and our own lives, of course, and public performance, it becomes a little bit less threatening to people, because they sort of think, oh, what secrets are they going to get out of me? And spirit, as we know, knows absolutely everything, and so they do have this fear mentality of it's an evil thing. And of course, we all know that the core beliefs come a lot from certain religions. And what blows me away is that some of what we actually do, some of the festivals that we're celebrating, such as Halloween and Valentine's Day and all those type of festivals that are now sort of like monetary grabbers are essentially your pagan and Celtic and ancient Greek festivals that have just been modernized now for I guess commercialism. And it's us that end up with the pies in our faces. So I totally understand and empathize with what you're talking about, Hayden. I've had a few messages from Jesus loving devil, I'm going to hell, I'm a Satanist. And if only they knew the work that we do and the dedication and the love, support and empathy that we bring to the table, and just the great gift. I think I speak on behalf of everybody here and everybody at home on the phones, is just the amount of support in grief, and healing that grief that mediums and psychic actually do.
Very true.
So yeah,
I think the other thing as well is that you can attract a lot of nutters as well. Like I've had my fair share of stalkers, over the years. And one woman in particular, she got on a plane and flew over to Australia from Canada and knocked on my door at 1:30 in the morning. We had to get the police to take her away because my address was on my website at that point. So it can get quite scary. I got PTSD after that for a long period of time.
It is. I've done a few forensic jobs, and it can be a little bit scary when you sort of think of who's out there that doesn't want this information to be brought out. And I guess we always do put ourselves in the front line, whether it's battling for the greater good of spirit or for the greater good of humanity. Either way, we sort of do many times put our own personal safety and security at risk because of the jobs that we do, and it all comes from passion and loving what we do, and I guess working for spirit. But yeah, totally understand it. I've had a few interesting people along the ways. Kerry, have you had anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely have.
Knocking on your door at 1 a.m.?
No, not that, thank goodness. But I've had a few things happen, and it gets you guarded there for a while. But I just know that spirit looks after me. I just know that they've got my back, and they've got me out of situations as well. And that what you were saying before too, we work from the white light. I actually even call in Jesus when I work, when I tune into spirit. And I just have faith in them. They've actually even saved me once. I actually was on a head-on accident going into town, about to have it, and I had a white light happen, and my mirror just got clipped, and there's no way that big four-wheel drive could have got over to the other side of the road. I know that I could have been dead that day, but that wasn't my time. So I just have my faith in them.
That's beautiful. Absolutely incredible. All right. Well, I think that, that's going to lead into a topic a little bit later that we're going to discuss. But we've got a few people online. Hey, Mystic Meg, how are you going? She's saying, hey, beautiful souls, remember to love and share. Well, we're doing that. That's pretty awesome. Kim Sladek is saying that she shared. Wants to know if there's any messages for her. So we've got a few people online. Are you guys able to see the comments or not?
No.
Oh,
we
now we can.
There you go. Chantel Carr. I'm Chantel from Orange. Do I have any messages from my pop or anyone from the other side, please? All right, Hayden, do you want to have a go at this one?
Okay, yeah, I can certainly have a try for Chantel. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm not as a medium, so I don't necessarily I don't connect up to spirit in that sense with regards to people that have crossed over. But what I can say is it does come through every now and again. The feeling that I'm getting from her is that I just feel like she, that her father loved her a lot. And I feel that, she's obviously really, really missing him. And I can feel for her with that, because obviously I feel like their relationship was very, very close. But I don't feel like I feel like he would be around her, like a lot of people that cross over in spirit. They're often around you, watching you, and sort of helping and guiding you in the best way that they know how.
Yeah.
But no, nothing specific, that he's trying to say to her. I'm just getting a nice loving energy that's come through. I feel like it was a fairly recent crossing as well. So I feel like she's probably still going through the grief associated with with that and the shock to some extent as well, because as I'm saying that, I'm feeling like it was a relatively quick crossing. It wasn't something that was anticipated. It feels like it was fairly sudden, and not like through a long lingering sort of dis-ease or anything like that. So I think that she's probably trying to process what took place. I don't feel like it was an accident, but it was like maybe a heart attack, something like that. That it feels like it was, 1 minute he was there and the next minute he was gone. And it was the other members of the family as well. Like I feel like the close females to her, whether that's her sisters or her mum, are also still grieving right now as well. There is an R sounding name coming up now as I'm speaking. It often happens for me when I connect with somebody's energies. That's when the information sort of starts coming through a little bit, and it's nice to get confirmation sometimes that that some of the stuff that I'm saying is connecting with her, because that's when a lot of the extra information tends to come through for me. But the R would be like a Richard or a Robert or that sort of name, whether that's his name or whether it's in association with another member of the family. So if she can confirm that, then I might be able to get something else.
Fantastic. Yeah, look, Hayden, for somebody that says they're not medium, that's a pretty incredible message. I would be very, very happy with that message from a non-medium. So thank you very much for that. I'm sure that she's going to be really happy. Jessica's put up a message here. My brother passed away recently, and a month after his passing, my 7-year-old daughter saw him at her birthday party, which was on his actual birthday date. Can this be? Would really love any confirmation, please. So I think we'll go with Kerry on this one.
Thank you. Look, Jessica, I'm so sorry to hear about your beautiful brother passing to start with. And it's very ironic that you've put that up, because I just put a post on Facebook about special occasions and how our loved ones will give us a sign. And mine was at my daughter's wedding only a couple of weeks ago that I just put up. And 100%, they're there for us when we have a celebration. They are around us, and even when we're going through tough times, they draw near too. I get as your brother comes in a lot more closer to me, I just get that. I just see this cheeky smile, can I just say? One that'd either get him in trouble or out of trouble. I feel like as he even steps in closer, I've got a high energy with him. I just feel like he was always, couldn't sit still type of young man. And I just he just wants to say how much he adores you. I even get upset as he steps in, because I can feel how much love he has for you. He wants to thank you because he made choices sometimes and he didn't think about it, but you were his grounder. You'd sort of let him know, and just sort of guide him at times. And it's funny, I feel like he possibly is older than you, but you're an older soul. You've been here a lot longer, had more lifetimes. So he just adores you. Yes, he's definitely around your little girl, and they definitely will be showing himself more times as well. He's telling me he's going to come through in a dream, and also he said something and I just lost it. Hold on, he'll come back again. Thank you. He's got they were close, your daughter and your brother, and he's watching her back, and just to know that.
Thank you so much, Kerry. What a beautiful message. I think that when we can draw on, some inspiration from the afterlife, it does give us a little bit of hope to keep on going in hard times. And a message such as this one, without a doubt, is such a a push in the right direction. So well done, Kerry. You know,
I've got to add, Beck,
Oh,
he said, he goes, see you later. And he's given me that. See you later.
see you later. There you go. See you later. Is there a set of steak knives with that as well? You finished? No? Anyway, I think that's beautiful. Here we go. Hayden, some feedback for you. Thank you, Hayden. My pop died a couple of years ago and he had stage 4 cancer and yes, was really close. And yes, my mum and her sister are still grieving. So there you go, Hayden. You know, for somebody that, you know, says they're not something, I think that once you work with spirit, it's just many tools and the connection is always the same. So thank you so much for that. And Kerry, again, we've got some messages coming in just saying how amazing you are. Great to see you tonight. We've got Miss Deacon saying, hey, everybody, how you going? So yeah, absolutely. We're on fire, guys. Let's keep this roll going. Amber, I have my driving test next Friday. Do you see if I will pass? Okay, all right, I'm going to take this one. Amber, yes, I do believe you will pass. I think you're overthinking things. You are very much caught in your headspace. And I just want you to relax a little bit, my love. I think that, you know, you've done the hard work. You've put in all of the effort. You've done your hours on the road. And now it's time to just relax and see that P plate in your hand, my love, because, you know, once you see it, and it's all about manifestation, that you see it as done, and it's just a matter of time before it, you know, comes into your hand and you turn that key and off you go on your new journey. But just a word of advice from an old bag like me, always be responsible on the road, okay? Because otherwise, it's people like us that are going to be talking to you later. So there you go. Tanya Whitley. Hi, everyone. Hayden, Beck, and Kerry have liked and shared. I'm Tanya from Orange. I was wondering if you have anything for me, like more grandchildren, please. Okay, Hayden, you've got a set of cards there, I see. Would you like to give some guidance for Tanya, please?
Okay. When she's saying, wonder if there's anything for me, like more grandchildren, like, what is she fishing to find out if, like, she's going to get some more?
I think so. I think that's what she's asking.
Right. Okay.
Any more children coming through?
Yeah. Okay. So it's funny because I actually received the information about this earlier on when I asked. There was a message that was coming through for somebody that is going to be there's going to be some more babies born. So yes, is definitely the answer with regards to that for her. But I feel like it's more than one. So there'll be a couple that'll be coming in next year. So possibly from two different, you know, sort of like two different daughters, or a son that's wife is pregnant as well. And then they'll be coming in around about the same sort of time, is what I'm being told. So I'm getting a J, you know, so it's like whether that's June or July, potentially, but but next year for sure. With these two people, there's a Sarah or something like that that's in association with her. So I don't know whether that's her daughter. It's either Susan or Sarah, or one of those really popular S-sounding names, and she's going to be one of the people who's giving birth. I also see for her as well that family situations, as it grows, that there is a need for more space as well. So I feel like they'll be moving. There's actually two people that are going to be moving houses around about the same sort of time for her as well. So it's almost synchronizing. So there's houses are being sold and people are moving away, but not too far. So the family can still feel very interconnected with each other. So there is a beautiful union between this family, and I feel like there's a lot of love and support available for everybody in the family as well. So next year's a really big year actually for not only expansion of the family unit, but also for personal expansion for Tanya as well. So I feel like for her, she's going through a lot more, almost like she's upgrading and having a lot more self-love and self-care. So the more time she devotes to herself, because she does give a lot to everybody else around her, but she's starting to suss out that she needs to fill her own cup up first. And I feel like, you know, as she does that a lot of other things in her life are just going to start falling into place. There's also I'm being told that there is some work opportunities coming in for her as well, or a change in her employment as well. So big year all round, but that's more towards the latter part of the year. You know, as far as relationships are concerned, they're very good, but I feel like she's not going to know which way to go. She's not going to know whether she should take the job or stay working alone. But I feel like she needs to get out of the house a bit more, because I feel like it's almost like she's, you know, she's got almost a victim of the whole COVID thing, you know, where people have got into patterns of staying indoors and maybe not socializing as much as they should. So any opportunities that come in for her to be able to get her out and socializing more within the work that she does, or just in general, is going to be really, really healthy for her.
Yeah, you sort of jumped off a bit. Okay, thank you, Hayden. What an amazing message that was for our lucky viewer. We've got a few people online here. We're talking about, you know, tonight our topic of conversation was just, you know, how we are still persecuted, and just, you know, a little bit about how, you know, the celebrations that we celebrate now, such as Halloween, Valentine's Day, all began. And I always love looking up the I guess the backstories behind some of these festivals. And, you know, Halloween, I guess, derives from All Hallows Eve, which is a Celtic harvest festival. But it also runs in line with Samhain as well, the Celtic festival, and the Day of the Dead from Mexico. And I think it, you know, brings down to a mixed jumble. But what I always laugh about is, you know, back in the day, the Salem witches were all sort of like nailed up and burnt to the stake. And suddenly you've got all these little trick-and-treaters running around with broomsticks and hats on, you know, portraying themselves as witches. And then you've got the likes of the new Hocus Pocus movie coming out as well, you know, celebrating witches and, you know, bringing it on as entertainment. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm still a bit scared of fire, and, you know, have a bit of a memory from the initial persecution of the Spanish Inquisition. You know, let's see what some of our viewers have to say about that. But in the meantime, if somebody wants to pop up a message, we'll see what we've got here. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Aurora. Greetings, liked and shared. I'm from the Philippines. Welcome from the Philippines. I would like to ask if there's a message from me from my stepfather or anyone on the other side. Thank you. Kerry, would you like to delve into this one?
Yeah, hi Roxanne, thank you for that. Now, as I get your stepfather to step forward, I'm getting told dad. Now, I know obviously he wasn't your dad, but I know that he viewed you as his daughter, and I know that he was in your life for a very long time and got to be a part of it. I as he comes closer to me, see, I'm getting a very family orientated. I get a very quiet man and a very gentle man is what I see with him. I know that he always had your back, and I get like a banter with the two of you. So I feel like you could have like your one-on-ones, and you could you know, you could keep things to yourself, and not in a deceitful way. It just in that you had each other's back, and you didn't have to share what you were going through at that time with others, if that makes sense. So I see this beautiful closeness. I do see your mother in the living, and he wants her to know that he is very much around her. He's showing me a seat. I know that there was a particular chair that he liked to sit in, and I know that some family members have actually seen him through their peripheral vision in that seat as well. I'm getting problems around my chest area. I don't know. I feel like he was more of a smoker at some point as well, and because my breathing's going, I'm not quite sure if he passed of lung cancer or some sort of smoke-related illness. But for some reason, I am getting some issues. He said, but I'm okay now. Just let them know I'm okay now. And he's got this beautiful smile. And he's one of those people that he just attracted people. You know, when they just random strangers would talk to him, he was one of those. He just had this beautiful, gentle energy. And he just wants to let her know how much he adores her, and that yeah, he just says, just know I'm only a heartbeat away. So just know that love will always connect us together.
Fantastic. That's you know, some pretty solid guidance there from you, Kerry. If anybody's watching tonight and sitting there silently in the background, we've got a few people running up messages. If you would like a reading from one of our gifted psychics, running across the bottom of the screen, you'll actually see the pins for them. We've got some incredible readers sitting back. Just go to our website. Details running across the screen as they're coming across, and just put in the pin for your psychic of choice, and away you go. Get some guidance, and good luck to you all. So please, again, jump online. We've got Mystique pin 9809, Susan Penno pin 9100. We've got Maz up there pin 9137, Bronwyn pin 9105. Rebecca, she's up there pin 9140, and of course we've got the international numbers there as well, guys. So please just go to our website. You'll see our psychics, you'll see who's online, and pop in the pin, and away you go. Now we've got Ness Sada coming up here online. Kerry Nelson guided me to find my soulmate. Took 2 years to find him, but she told me the person he was, the ages of his children. She's absolutely amazing, and her mediumship is spot on. She brought my nan through and told me things that only us both knew. So there you go, Kerry. What are you telling people? How does that feel?
I'm feeling very humbled. Thank you.
It's always incredible as a medium to get some affirmation and confirmation coming back. And, Kerry, you do a beautiful job. Your energy is absolutely pure. I can see the guides behind you as well. And, it's always a pleasure working with like-minded people such as you and Hayden. And I just want to say thank you for joining me tonight on tonight's show. Okay. Joanne Grove, I think we'll get to you at some stage, if admin can put that up at some stage. Kate G, like and shared, would love a reading, please. Do you see me getting a new car and move? Thank you so much. Okay, Hayden, have you got cards that might tell a story on this one?
I can certainly have a look at the cards for this one. Yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about when questions like this are asked, it is about manifestation, and of course, like I'm a true believer in that, we create our own reality through our thoughts, beliefs, expectations, and feelings more than anything. So I want to say to her that she, everything that her heart desires will come to her, but she's kind of got to believe it. Because often the doubts are what block the manifestation. So when we're talking about anything physical like these things, like a car or moving home, yeah, there are better times, of course, to move house, depending on what numerological cycle that you're in. I.e., in a personal year cycle 1, it's a good time to move. But really, it's more about sort of being very clear on your intentions and putting your faith in kind of them upstairs. Like Kerry was saying earlier on, is one of those things. So I'd say yes, absolutely. And I do actually, if I was going to project myself down Kate's timeline, to kind of like round about, I'm actually only seeing about between 8 and 12 weeks time. I see a red car that's there for her. So nice, spangly, shiny vehicle that's going to be exactly what she's been hoping for. The move, I will say that the move will happen as well, but it will take a bit longer. But I just want to say, that there is sometimes that, that things in life happen not in the way we anticipate that they're going to. And sometimes we have to attract in like tower experience. Change your life comes in as, like the tower experience where everything breaks down around you for a consequent clarification. And often, that's, it's a good thing ultimately, even if it might appear as being something that's quite chaotic and destructive, at the beginning. But financially, I think that, the things are improving. So it's going to make it a lot easier for her to be able to make the move. And I feel like she'll be a lot more settled where she's moving to as well, so it's not going to be like whether or not she's in a rental at the moment and it's become something that's like she starts owning the keys to her own home, or whether it's just a home or rental that she feels much more content in and like she can relax in, without the need to keep on moving, you know, because it feels like the past for her has been a little bit, you know, there's been a fair few moves already in her lifetime, and it's like she's looking for more stability with where she's at.
There you go, a big red car. But as Hayden said, you know, you have to be really specific with manifestation. And this is something that I say to my clients all the time. Be specific. What color is it? What does it feel like to drive? Get in one. Go down to this dealership, jump on in, take it for a test drive. What's it smell like? What does it feel like in the seats? You know, really manifest every part of the car. Imagine looking in the rear vision mirror. What do you see? Every single part. And the same goes with relationships as well. You know, what's your perfect person? Write it down. Looks like this, feels like this, to be cuddled, you know, beautiful eyes. I just feel peaceful. Be specific about everything, because what you're essentially doing is taking that, you know, that blank blueprint, and it's almost like a 3D printer. You're giving it direction on what you want to print into this reality. So just be aware of that, guys. You know, as Hayden said, and I'm sure Kerry agrees with us as well, that when you're manifesting, be ultra specific, okay? And then a little word of warning: don't ever say, I can't believe I've got this. Because let me tell you, I know somebody that did that. They manifested this beautiful sports car, jumped on in it, said, I can't believe I've got this. I can't believe it's here. And do you know what happened? A car ran up the bum of it and rode it off just like that. So never ever say, I can't believe. Always say, thank you. You know, this is something that I deserve. So there you go. Here we go. Joanne Grove is asking me a question. Can you tell me about my job? Will I change jobs and my relationship situation? Joanne, the first thing I'm getting for you, my darling, is to work on yourself, okay? I want to put that relationship right to the back here. And I'm just feeling that, you know, there's a little bit of insecurity and a little bit of pressure going on here. I would say that in a relationship, you can be quite... not going to say needy, that's not the word I'm looking for, but intense is the word I want to say. And this is about self-love and lack of self-love. And I've always said, you know, a relationship is an extension of who you already are. And my darling, you need to build up that picture of who you are and love yourself. Once you can do that, that perfect person is going to march on in. But remember, you're already complete. You're already happy with yourself, and they just that little bit of an extension, sort of like an upgrade and an add-on, you know, something like that. In regards to your work, chance and choice is what I'm getting straight away from Spirit, chance and choice. Okay, so I think that there is going to be an opportunity coming in for you, but it's up to you whether you take that choice as well. I'm seeing the number 2 surrounding this well, and I do feel that there'll be 2 opportunities here. So I'm not going to say you're going to be passed up, but there is going to be a second opportunity coming in as well. So I just want you to hold on to that. You know, yes, there is something coming, but it may not be the first option. It might be the second one that's coming in. So all the best, my darling. And, you know, you take care and look after yourself and love yourself. I'll leave that one there. Okay, Julie. Oh, Julie's got goosebumps. Goosebumps. Where does goosebumps come from? I think it's like plucking chickens or something, isn't it? I always love where random words come from. Kylie Mitchell saying, liked and shared, my mum passed away 4 weeks ago. Oh, bless your heart. My condolences go out to you, Kylie, and your family. I know it's still early, but does she have any messages from me, please? Kerry, do you want to grab this one?
Yeah, sure. I'm so sorry to hear Kylie as well. It's it's very, very sad. And I know that your mum, can I just say, is around you. She will give you signs, but what you need to understand is that they're aware as well of your grief process and where you are at, and they can't just come in and give you all the signs when you're in that immense grief. But I know your mum will be giving them to you. She's showing me she wants to thank you because I can see before her passing that you cared for her and you were around her a lot. And I know that you have a very busy life, and she just wants to thank you for everything. I just get this beautiful, sweet lady. I know she's saying to me that it wasn't easy for me near the end, and she sort of could take it out on the people that she loved. But everyone was there, and definitely she was a giver. And she's just saying to me that I had to be able to accept that everything that I've done, when people then started to give it back to me, it took her a little while to surrender. But she said, I'm very, very lucky that I had everyone there just loving me, and for the last few months of my life. Hold on. She's just, I don't know, I don't know if she did not believe in this, or whether or not she may have been a little bit more of a quieter woman, because she's a little bit, how mediumship works is it's sort of like rooms that they can come, and she's sort of like a little bit standoffish, but she's there. And I don't mean that in any disrespectful way. She's got the biggest smile on her face. So it's more so, I feel like, her personality. But she's around you, and she will definitely be giving you signs. And she said one of them is songs. So that's one of the ways that she'll let you know that she is around. And yeah, she just said she just loves you to the moon and back. So just know that as well. Thank you.
Beautiful, Kerry. Thank you so much. So there you go, to the moon and back. And something that we'll just touch on briefly is certainly the signs and symbols that they do send across to us. And I'm sure that we've spoken about this before, but for those listening, it's never it's never wrong to reiterate the importance of signs and symbols that come through from spirit. And this can be a butterfly, a bird, it can be a song that was played at their funeral, a song that they love dearly, it can be a bell, a whistle, it can be their favorite artist, a poster. It can be absolutely anything that makes you think about that person. And if they do, and you stop and you think about that person, I will guarantee you that they're letting you know that they're right there beside you, hugging you tight, and they're always there. Now, as we answer that question, we're going to lead into Kerry's topic of discussion tonight. Where do we get our messages from, Kerry?
Okay. How it works is spirit uses our senses to be able to communicate with us. So the stronger senses would be the four, which is the clairvoyance, which is the seeing. So it's within my mind's eye that I get information given or shown to me, I should say. We have claircognizance, which is the knowing. We have also clairaudient, which is the talking. Now, I'm not putting it into a box and say everyone gets the same. Spirit will work with us, obviously, with how we get our messages. But for me, I definitely have it between my thoughts that they will give me the messages. Some people I know and taught, they'll get it from the outside, like as if someone's whispering to them. But for me, it's definitely between my thoughts. And there is, what I say, see, hear, feel, and know. There's smell and taste as well. I don't usually use those in my readings at all. And what spirit does is they drip feed us the information. So you'll get a piece of information, I'll give it to you. Piece of information, give it to you. And they do that because as a medium or psychic, we work from the right side of the brain, which is the imaginative side. We don't steer into the logical side at all, which is obviously the left side. We can, no matter how long you've been doing this work and working with spirit, but each time you do, you'll get it wrong. And so it really is just drip feeding and getting that information. One thing I always say to, particularly to my students, is say how you get it. And I always at the front of any of my readings say, if I get anything incorrect, I take full responsibility as a medium for stuffing up. And why I say that is because your loved ones are an intelligent life force. And it is the way that a medium will interpret the information is to whether or not they will, with the information you're giving. So it's like charades in a sense. So it's the way that we interpret it. And then when that happens, a medium will know to step back and go, okay, what exactly was I given, and trying to relay it in a different sense. Does that make sense? And a very
surely it does.
And a very quick example is I had a young lady once, and I got a sign from her work colleague of them sitting in the gutter. Now, as a child, I actually lived in a cul-de-sac, and we used to always go and sit in the gutter until the street lights came on. Now, for some reason, I've shifted into that left side of my brain and said, you knew him as a child. Okay, that was more my logical thought that came in. And she said no. And I knew to go back because I knew what I'd seen and say, well, I'm seeing you both sitting in the gutter. And yes, they were adults in my vision. And she said every Friday afternoon after work, we sat there for hours. So see how it's the interpretation is how we get the information. But I never ever get bored with what I do. When you think you know it all, spirit will do something and it will fascinate you. And like, I've been a medium for 15 years. This is all I've done. And yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. We're always learning, we're always growing, and the more that you develop over time, all those senses that I've said, the see, hear, feel, and know, I use all of them in my work now. But as I started to develop, it was more the sensing that I first had. I was a clairsentience, and it's over time that you bring them in and you make your ability, which I always had, that natural born ability, into a gift, and that's what we do.
Beautiful. That's yeah, it is very, very much like that for a lot of people. And you know, one of the hardest things I think for us as mediums, and especially for you know, teachers that are passing on our knowledge to our students, is to remind them to pass the information across as they see it. Because once we try and interpret it, it does switch into that logic mindset, and then everything becomes questions. So, you know, I think that's the difference between a good medium and a great medium, is just being able to stand across and let spirit come through and deliver that messages without us trying to have it make sense to us, because, you know, that's not our role. Our role is the conduit, to sit in the middle and to pass the messages across. Hayden, what about you? How do you get your messages?
Well, I guess it started like when I was around about 16 years old, and I used to go and sit in an open circle in a spiritualist church in Billingham in the northeast of England, and you know, we were just encouraged to talk about what we felt and what we saw and things like that. So quite quickly I knew there was something going on, because people would be able to acknowledge the information that I was sharing. And you know, over the years it's developed, but I kind of use numerology now to connect up with people. So I teach Pythagorean numerology as a tool to be able to help people understand, you know, what's going on for them, what their purpose is, what's happening for them at a soul level, and color therapy as well. So I use tools to be able to help me to extract the information. But also, it's like Kerry was saying, you know, it's sort of like it kind of slips in between your thoughts as well. So often when you kind of on a bit of a roll, and then all of a sudden you just get information that's kind of fed that, you know, it doesn't come from you, it's from somewhere else, and it can come in symbolic form. But more often than not, for me, it's just like it's like an inner knowing, you know. It's like I just know. And I trust what comes up. You know, because when I go out of trust, that's when, you know, it starts becoming a bit shady. So I just trust and say what I'm feeling, say what I'm seeing, but I use the numerology to be able to connect to people. And then the color comes in as a way of kind of understanding the deeper layers of what that person's maybe going through emotionally, spiritually, you know, and any difficulties that they might have. Because I often find that the reason why people want to come and have information from a medium in the first place is because of something that's lacking within themselves, that, you know, they're unable to connect up, and you know, and they're maybe grieving something that was never lost in the first place, you know. So if they deal with the issues surrounding it, often the need for it dissipates, you know. So I'm more about sort of empowering people to find their own answers rather than me just giving them the answers, because a lot of the time people don't value what they're told, you know. It's like, but when it comes from themselves, it's like, oh yeah, you know, this is cool. So it's an empowering the person to find their own solutions is a big one for me, you know. But I understand that not everybody can get that straight away. And of course, like my husband had his mum over from the UK, and his dad died a few years ago of cancer, and they went to see a medium, you know, so that they could go and, you know, feel this reassurance. And I think that, you know, that it's beautiful that there are really gifted mediums out there that can offer this support. I don't class myself as being a gifted medium. I'm okay. I get information every now and again, but it's not on tap. But I think that you know, I think that the more we can encourage people to start finding this stuff from within, it's like it's so empowering, so empowering.
Yeah, most definitely. I think, you know, a lot of what people don't realize is that when they actually come to us, whether it be on a psychic level, mediumship, tarot, or any other modality, you know, what the reading actually does is provide confirmation and affirmation for things that you already know, or things that you sort of just want clarification on. And it's almost like just somebody assuring you of, yes, this is what's actually going ahead. And you know, it is beautiful. But let's use some of those messages and our little taps now, and let's see what we can get for Emma Carr. How will 2022 end for me? I'm going to hand this over to you, Hayden.
Okay, so Emma Carr, 2022. Well, there isn't that much left of it. Do you know what? I'm feeling that whatever you started at the beginning of the year is how it's going to come to some form of completion. So I feel like I'm talking about a project that you've been involved with, and specifically a project that's connected to your corporate world life. So the project is being completed. I can see new contracts being signed and promotions coming along for you as well. So I don't think this comes as a major surprise for her, because I feel like she's been hoping for this to take place. So as she moves into 2023, she's going to find a whole new world. Like, it's almost like new mentors are coming in for her as well with this change and promotion. The 2023 for her is going to be the best year so far that she's had. And the work that I'm feeling like she's doing is kind of cross between corporate, but also something where she helps people as well. So it's not purely as something that she goes into work and she's just making money to survive. You know, there's a lovely humanitarian aspect to the work that she's doing. So it's more responsibility, yeah, and also the money will increase, but there's more enjoyment from what she's getting out of it as well. So watch this space. You know, what she hoped for at the beginning of the year and the project that she started is coming to finality, but the doors are opening up for new things, new growth for her, spiritual growth as well as financial growth. It's big expansion, yeah. So yeah, it's a really nice message for her. Go, Emma, I say.
That's it, Emma. Get your running shoes on because, you know, COVID's over. And it's yeah. Here we've got Aurora Robinson, and she wants to know, is there any mediumship messages for me about my recently passed son, please? All right, I'm going to grab this one for you, Aurora, okay? And I just want you to know that your son is always with you, okay? The first thing that I get around him is a beautiful, loving energy, hands reached out, hands stretched out. And I do feel an essence of responsibility here. I feel like he feels responsible for your pain and for your grief. And I just want to say to you that, you know, it's not doing... look, it's really hard because you can't tell somebody, you know, stop grieving, but your son's just saying, Mum, that's not what I want for you. I want you to live on. I want you to move forward. You know, he's got such a young, beautiful, you know, earth energy. And I don't know whether Tim or Tom is around him. Tim, Tom, I just get that name connected to him. And I just want to say to you that, you know, he's bringing me to something around the neck region as well. So I don't know whether it's a necklace or something around the neck, but he's very much present. He's very much letting you know things. And look, there's so much more that we can get from readings such as this, but some of the information does become quite sensitive, and it's not something for me to bring up on a public forum. However, if you do go to our website, ptvaustralia.com.au, you certainly can connect with one of our mediums online there, and they'll be able to give you a little bit more accurate information that is a bit more private and a bit more sensitive. So I'm going to leave that one there. I wish you all the very best. I know it's hard, but please know he's safe, he's happy and content where he is. And I'm going to leave that there, my love. Carolyn Thomas. Hi guys, please Hi guys, please. I'm gathering that says, I feel like I'm trudging through mud. Please, will things improve? Okay. Look, Carolyn Thomas, I'm going to quickly grab this one as well because I love muddy readings. And I think that what we're doing here is just stay standing, okay? When you're stuck in mud, there's a reason for it. Yes, you're overgrounded. However, there's a lot of emotional content there as well that you need to deal with, because water and ground earthing equals mud. So what aren't you dealing with on an emotional level? What's stopping you moving forward and bringing up that trudging mud? The other thing I have to bring into this as well is, while you're paused, while you're stuck, look around you. What is it that you're not willing to see? Because you are stuck there for a reason. A spirit wants you to see something, acknowledge something, take it in from the head to the heart to the feet. And once you can do that, your feet will release and you'll move on forward. So take that on board, my darling, and you'll soon find mud. Doing a quick step and down the yellow road. So next we have up, have we got any more readings? Yeah, we've got Kate. Red convertible Mustang, if that's what she's after, Hayden, that red car that you were talking about. She's already paying off the house and would love to move to the waterfront. And she just manifested a cruise. So there you go, Kate. Absolutely incredible. All right, tonight, guys, I'm joined by Kerry Nelson and Hayden Crawford, and we've been talking about holidays and the history of holidays and how, you know, sometimes we still are persecuted as psychic mediums, and also where our key gifts come from. How do we download our information? How do we know what we know about? And I remember way back, I mean, I've been doing this now for 30 years and, you know, I'm fourth generation medium. And I remember watching my grandmother and, you know, my mum would say, now, don't tell Nana that I've bought that red dress. And we'd walk in the door and no sense of a lie, my grandmother would go, oh, I had this dream that you bought a red dress. And of course, we just laugh because you just could not put anything past her. And it wasn't until my grandfather passed away that I actually saw spirit, so the physical manifestation of spirit. And I know firsthand that over the years of development, my accessing information has changed dramatically. As Kerry said, the more you work with it, the more you utilize it. And some people say to me, like, do you switch it on or do you switch it off? And Kerry, you'd get this one all the time. Do you switch it off or switch it off? And I say, well, it's like this. You don't notice you're breathing until you notice you're breathing. You don't notice you're blinking until you actually concentrate on your blinking. And for me, that's what mediumship is. It's always there. 100% of the time. When I focus on it, I use it. When I don't focus on it, it's just there. Just like blinking, just like twitching our nose or moving our lips, it's there. It's a part of who we are. It's a part of our innate being. And it's something that we develop and work really hard to, and hard with, sorry. And, you know, it's something that, you know, is a constant thing. And, you know, a lot of time, a lot of dedication and a lot of love goes into the messages that we pass across to you guys. So, you know, just remember that next time you jump online for a psychic and you tell them they're rubbish, you know, it may be something that you're not ready to hear, but it certainly will come forward in the future. Ness Satter is talking about how hard 2022 was, as her 22-year-old just finished 12 months of chemo. Well done. Okay. 2023, she's praying is a better year for her family. And her other baby girl is in the process of trying to get a house. So she's hoping that falls in her lap as well. So Hayden, would you like to pull some card for this beautiful lady? And let's give her some hope for 2023.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I know that she's had a lot thrown at her, you know, so I feel her pain. And it's interesting, you know, it's all this 22 energy that's coming in, you know, because like in numerology, the 22 is a master number, and it's all about being, you know, very sensitive and very intuitive. It's like if you think of the one as being masculine and then the two is feminine. So, but it carries all that depth of intuition and sensitivity. So, you know, I feel like for her, she's going to have to put some boundaries in place, because I feel like there's a lot of people around her that are kind of taking a bit from here, bit from here, bit from here. And because she is an empath, she's kind of like, she doesn't know whether she's Arthur or Martha, you know, she's kind of like taking it all on. So in order for her to really, you know, sort of move beyond her current limitations next year, she's going to have to make room for her own creativity to blossom. She's going to need to put stronger, firmer boundaries in place, and especially with her closest allies. I'm being told, so whether that's the husband or the kids or the mother-in-law or the mother, they're the ones that are kind of becoming energy vampires, and so I feel like once she steps out of that and are seeing it being almost like a glass dome which she's banging on, that she's trying to get out of, there is cracks that are appearing in it. So she'll find her way of being able to breathe her oxygen first and then rescue other people. So I don't want to. I don't want this to come across as being harsh or anything like that, but she's going to have to step into her own power. And when she does this, and I feel like she will, the penny's going to drop, but it's going to be after an event that takes place mid-year where enough is enough, like the straw that broke the camel's back. And she's gonna go, right, okay, so now, this is how we do things. And she's going to get a lot more respect that way as well. So that'll be a pivotal turning point for her. So once she sort of stands in her I am presence a lot more and values herself more, then she'll see a lot more value showing up in her life as well. There is one toxic person that she's going to have to become particularly aware of. And I feel like, as I'm saying this, it's an older woman, but it's a friend, not a relationship, like a family relation. But it's like there's an older woman that surrounds her that's claiming to be a friend of hers, but that she's kind of talking about her behind her back, is the feeling that I'm getting. It's like there's gossip going on that she's just unaware of. And I feel like she's got a hidden agenda. There's a little bit of jealousy that's coming up with this woman as well. So I feel like she needs to, and I feel like the reinforcement of that message of the boundaries is predominantly directed at her now that we're speaking. And I feel like this is somebody that's associated with work. So beware. Be warned of the lady with the you feel drained around. Yes, she's a narcissist. Yeah.
Oh goodness!
You don't want to. Don't get on the wrong side of her either.
There you go. Protection up. Get your obsidian. Get your dambrite. Get all your protective crystals, and just bring your energy back to yourself. Mila's sitting here, and she's asking a question. She wants to know if Greg and her are going to be in a relationship, as they were talking and dating, and then all of a sudden stop. I'm going to quickly grab this one because we are almost finished for the tonight. Mila, what I'm getting on this one is that it's not about you. Okay, I do feel that something's going on behind the curtain, behind the scenes, and that's where his energy is drawn to at the moment. I do believe you will hear from him. However, I don't want to put any pressure in that direction. I do think he's going through something that has absolutely nothing to do with you. So please don't take it personal, but it is something that he needs to be able to do on his own, and he needs that space to be able to do it. So in the meantime, work on yourself, my lovely, okay? Put your energy elsewhere. Energy flows where attention goes. So bring that energy to somewhere different, and then when he's ready, he'll come back to you. Okay, but the more that you sit there, the more that you pine, the more that you overthink things, all you're doing is manifesting a negative block, and that's going to not only stop him coming forward, but any other opportunity as well. Okay, so that's the message that's coming very, very clear from Spirit for you tonight. On that note, guys, I just want to say a huge thank you for Kerry and for Hayden for joining us tonight on PTV Australia. I'd like to say thank you to every single person that's joined us from home watching. And remember, guys, that our mediums and our psychics are live at home. You go to our website, it's www.ptvaustralia.com.au. You'll see the mediums, their little tags will be red. You put in the pin and off you go. We are working 24 hours a day. So jump on. If you need a question, jump on. We're here to serve you. We're here to work on behalf of Spirit. And, we love what we do, and it's messages and gratitude. And I think, just the faith and the belief in serving for a higher purpose than ourselves that keeps us going. So thank you, Kerry. Thank you so much, Hayden. And thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And I think we'll leave it at there.
Well, thanks, Beck. It's been a pleasure, and Hayden, to work with you with Spirit tonight. So thank you.
My pleasure. We'll
Yeah,
see you all
thanks,
next
guys.
time. Okay, guys.
Yeah, okay, bye.